The Church teaches us that the celebration of the liturgy is the source and summit of the Christian life. And these days, the simple truth is that most of our young people live and learn the liturgy through our schools rather than our parishes. It's our teachers who are, by default, charged with handing on our tradition of prayer and liturgy to a new generation. And if there's to be hope of renewal in the life of the Church, that language needs to be handed on not just as an academic subject, but as a living language of faith and discipleship. For more than 25 years, our work as CJM Music has been about bringing the liturgy to life, whether that is in the classroom or in a school hall, in your typical parish church or in a marquee with hundreds of young people, whether it's in a hotel conference room or on a diocesan pilgrimage with pilgrims of all ages. Whatever the context, we've always believed that if you truly understand the language of the liturgy, then you can speak it fluently and meaningfully in any context, while also staying faithful to the teaching and tradition of the Church. Our schools do a wonderful job transmitting the Catholic faith to the children in their care, but too often our teachers are charged with handing on a language that they've barely learned to speak themselves, preparing a young person for the liturgy of the word when perhaps they've never read at Mass themselves or been formed as a lector, planning the music for the Mass with a limited understanding of the role of music within the liturgy, writing prayers of intercession, or trying to find appropriate and creative ways to introduce the liturgy of the hours and the prayer of the Church. Our more recently qualified staff, even if they're faithful Mass-going Catholics, which, let's face it, is pretty rare, are most likely to have gone from sitting unassumingly in a pew to being the leader of prayer and liturgy and custodian of a tradition with a catalogue of rules and rubrics and do's and don'ts that can be quite daunting even for those of us with a wealth of experience. Like any language, real fluency comes with living and speaking it with the locals, spending time with and rubbing shoulders with those who love the language and speak it well. Through this Teach Us to Pray programme, I hope to give your staff the opportunity to hang out with me and other members of our team as we plan and prepare and lead acts of prayer and liturgy with children and young people, and I talk them through it step by step. This resource is not only about liturgical theory, it's also about liturgical practice, and practice that's deeply rooted in the tradition and teaching of the Church. The programme is intended to be an accessible and practical guide to prayer and liturgy for our schools. The format will be a series of modular mini courses on different aspects of music and prayer and liturgy in the context of a Catholic school. The beta version of the first module is almost complete and is already rolling out to those who've signed up for the programme so far. The first module covers singing the Mass and the role of music in the liturgy. This is an area of particular expertise for us, of course, and it seemed like a good place to start. But this first module is about so much more than just music. It explores the form and shape of the liturgy and how to plan and choose music that serves the liturgy well. The second module will take us deeper into understanding the Mass and the Eucharist and why it is the very source and summit of our life of prayer and liturgy. These two modules go very much hand in hand with each other, which is why they're bundled together in this special pre-order offer. We're committed, I'm committed to making this a wonderful and useful programme for you. So if you think the Teach Us to Pray resource will be valuable for your school, please pre-order it at cjmusic.com/Teach Us to Pray. You'll get access to the beta edition of Module 1 and you'll have the opportunity to pilot it and give us some feedback so we can make the final format even better before we produce Module 2, which you'll also receive automatically as a thank you for supporting us now with your pre-order. Bringing liturgy to life, for young people especially, is something that CJM Music has always been so passionate about, and I hope that we'll be able to continue helping you bring liturgy to life in your own context too. Thank you, and God bless.